Like when your mum says we have Scott Pilgrim at home and she's just made a scattergraph. Hi girlies. I was recently talking to an IRL friend about the queerness of Barbie movies, and they asked me the question of like, does the queerness in the movies affect the quality? So long and the short of it is I now have a scattergraph. So I've picked 10 Barbie movies and I'm going to be plotting them on this graph where one axis is the quality of the movie and the other is the queerness in the movie. This is all just like opinion based. I don't really know if there's a way to like scientifically test this. Should I maybe be more strict about my methodology? Probably. Am I going to? Absolutely not. So this is all very much my opinion. This is all very much just for fun. And don't judge me too harshly, especially when I tell you that I think Nutcracker is mid. Let's mark Nutcracker in red because that's like Christmas. Okay, first of all, I don't think it's that queer. One of the factors that I'm considering into the queerness is my personal headcanons about the specific Barbie. I think about whether or not I consider Clara to be queer. Honestly, probably, because I think that Barbie herself is queer, but that's a whole other conversation. But I don't think she's the most obviously so, and I don't think any of the like background characters really have that going on either. Feel free to argue with the wall about that. And this is where I get into a little bit of trouble perhaps because I think the quality is solidly like a 5. So our first point, our first point is at 5 and 2. I'm gonna make Princess and the Pauper purple because the pink and blue. Anyway, that's a 10 on both. Do I need to explain that? Okay, maybe I should have been a little bit more strict about which movies I was choosing because having Fairytopia as a trilogy feels kind of unfair. But regardless, that's just absolutely overlapping with Princess and the Pauper. 10 out of 10 on both scales. Actually, to be honest, I feel like Fairytopia is above a 10 out of 10. But if I wanted to go higher, I was going to have to draw more chart. And as you can see, graphic design is not actually my passion. Okay, Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus is like kind of high on the queer scale because the only people that I know who are that sarcastic are all bisexual. It also gets bonus points because like Brietta and Rayla are incredibly shippable. I'm knocking it down a couple of points because like I feel like the themes aren't as queer centric. There's another one where I'm counting like the whole series as one movie, which is definitely like weighing the scales a little bit. It's tipping the scales a little bit. But the Mariposa duology, I'm knocking it down a little bit only because the first one isn't as obvious, but the second one is bringing our points up a little bit here. So I'm going to go with an 8. And here's my take. I feel like quality-wise it's an 8 as well. Diamond Castle is a 300 out of 10. That is one of the gayest movies I've ever seen. Like, I've seen Brokeback Mountain. I've seen Thelma and Louise. Diamond Castle is right up there, and I'm saying that. I'm sticking with that. Three Musketeers is another one. All 4 of those girls are queer, and you can't tell me different. I ship all 4 of them together. And bonus little nodule on the polycule is King Louis. And he's also a little fruity. I mean, just look at him. Yeah, drawing yet another X on the 10 plus 10 little node here is making me think that I should have done this another way. And Fairy Secret joins our horrible little pile of X's. Horrible little pile of X's sounds like something from a knockoff of Scott Pilgrim. Like when your mum says we have Scott Pilgrim at home and she's just made a scattergraph. Pink Academica 1 video without talking about Princess Charm School challenge, impossible. I'm gonna do something interesting here. I don't think it's a 10 on queerness, actually. As much as I think that Blair is queer, I think that it is the supporting cast which are bringing up the queerness points. I think she goes right here. Okay, if our little horrible little X corner is anything to go by, I have a clear bias here. What I'm also learning is I should definitely have been stricter on my methodology. Like maybe I should have had actual qualifying factors as to what I consider quality. and actual qualifying factors as to what I consider queer. But you know, this is like a vibes-based system. And this was why I was more of an art kid than a STEM kid. Or maybe it's just irrefutable proof that the queerness of a Barbie movie just makes it infinitely better. Maybe I'm just right about things in general. Well, if nothing else, that was a good way to waste 10 minutes of my life. Bye, girlies. Thank you.